ちかくん。
まあいいんじゃないか。
そう。それじゃあこれからはそんな感じで。
靴を履き替えないとな。
そうね。
Alya.
Friends, we just witnessed the end of Peak. That's right, Alya, sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, is officially over. It's Jover. All right, so episode number 12, this is the end of the show for the season. And, you know, as I kind of go into our final episode, I'll talk about the final episode and kind of the show as a whole. One thing I want to remind you guys is this show really encompasses what I would say are 3 different genres. It covers school, it covers comedy, and it covers romance. One of those didn't quite live up to the genre tag that it was trying to occupy. That's completely okay. I think if I were to give this show a rating from 1 to 10, I think I would probably put this at about an 8 out of 10 overall. I think that this show had a lot of potential to really blow everybody out of the water, and I think at times it really did. I think there are some really solid 9 out of 10 episodes this season, and I think overall what it was trying to accomplish, I think by and large it did accomplish. Now with episode number 12, this was kind of like the final stalemate between Masachika, between Yuki, and with Alya, and with, you know, Yuki's running mate. This was kind of like the final standoff before they go on their summer break and they transition. And this episode is all about Masachika puffing out his chest and telling Yuki, you messed up, little girl, and you're about to get the pain. You're about to get the people's elbow. You're about to get the Stone Cold Stunner. You know what I mean? Like he kind of, you know, set it up for her and let her know. And he shook Yuki. She was like, God, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. So when they were picking, you know, who's going to go first during their speeches, it was via a coin toss. It was decided that Yuki would end up going first. It's because Masachika got in her head. He played into her hands like a fiddle, and, you know, she did her stuff, and, you know, Masachika went in and he set up Alya perfectly. He was like, you're going to go in and you're going to hit him with a little bit of Russian. You know what I mean? You're going to go with a little bit of Russian, and then you're going to swap it up and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, you guys, I forgot. And then he's going to come in with the comedic element after her speech and be like, oh, whoa. It's like, whoa, you know, you guys might know I dumped Yuki, blah, 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 blah. Makes it all the more awkward that they're siblings, whatever. And, you know, he talked about, oh, she, you know, Alya even with my silly idea of, you know, talking in Russian first and everything else. And, like, he really oversold it, and, like, they really nailed the speech. Then at the end, for the last nail in Yuki's coffin, he decided to bring out the 2 girls that they were competing with. And he basically said, hey, on your new student council, you can expect the people that you thought we were originally against to be alongside of us. And he brought them out, and that was basically all she wrote at that point. So really great stuff there. And I think just overall, it was just really, really good. For the, you know, kind of like for the end of the episode, basically like kind of like what occurred towards the end of the episode was kind of like after, you know, after that was done, the big kind of hurrah moment there was seeing their final grades, seeing where they both ended up ranking. Unfortunately, we didn't get any ending Yuki, which, you know, obviously if you guys have been around for all 12 episodes, you know Yuki is bae, Yuki is number 1 waifu, Yuki's number 1 girl. And I honestly know, jokes aside, I think that she really was like, is what held up the show, which, you know, for me is funny because she's neither of the 2 main characters, but she really is what made the show better than what it would have been without her. But it basically ended with them looking at their grades and ending with them, you know, announcing they're going to spend time over summer break together. And also that Alya, whatever, isn't it called Masachika by his given name? You know, because in Japan, that's a big deal, you know, if you call somebody by their first name, essentially, as opposed to just their familial last name or whatever. So it ends on that, basically, you know, kicking the door open for a season 2, if they so happen to get it, which I hope they do. And yeah, I think it was an adorable end to the season. Now, I want to circle all the way back to the beginning of the video. And I want to talk about the anime holistically, okay? The anime ended up presenting us with a big thing. Masachika, X, Cross, whatever. Masachika and the girl that he was in love with since he was a little boy. And the reason that he learned Russian to begin with. That girl is Alya's sister. That girl, we never really got an end to. They just opened the door wide open and they just let the zombies in. We never got any kind of resolution to that. And I understand they're hoping for a season 2, and I hope that they very well might get it, okay? So I understand they want to leave some, they want to leave some runway open for the plane to take off. I get it, you know what I mean? But we never really got it, and at the end of the day, there's a future, where maybe they don't get a season 2. Or maybe that's season 3 material and they don't get that, you know what I mean? So they left that on the table, and we never saw any resolution to that whatsoever. They just kind of left it. I want to circle back to the romance piece of it. No romance, no semblance of a romance outside of them blushing a little bit at the end of episode 12 today when they did the given name stuff. No nougat of romance was anywhere to be found in these 12 episodes. Now, I'm not going to say that the embers or the beginnings of flirtatiousness and stuff wasn't there. It was. It was there. It just wasn't enough to live up to the genre romance. I would just have put it in comedy and school, and I would have left it at that, because adding romance to the subgenre or the main genre leads us to believe that something's going to happen between these two characters, or even between her, between Masachika and Masha or something, and nothing ended up happening. And that's a big disappointment. Again, they want to leave the runway open. They want to leave some, there's probably more story to tell, blah, 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 blah. But the end of the day is, if you invested your time in a 12 episodes, you want a little something, maybe give us maybe at the end of this episode, maybe, Alya blushingly ends up having a moment with Masachika or 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐸, and, instead of going and smiling, maybe she goes and she gives him a little kiss. Maybe it's a lip kiss or something, and just really throws him off his game, and then she runs away or something. That would have fulfilled, in my heart of hearts, that romance subgenre. But we just didn't get anything that I would say satisfying outside of them maybe sharing a spoon, at some point in the episode. So from the romance front of it, whether it's 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐸 Masha, whether it's 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐸, friggin' the sister, whatever, Yuki, whether it's 𝐒𝐒𝐧𝐽𝐸 Alya, there's just no romance to really be found. Comedy, I think this episode specifically wasn't funny, but the show in its totality, I think, was very, very funny. I think the animation was beautiful. I think that's some of the best animation ever. We got some fan service very early on. Chef's kiss. I think that was amazing. Audio-wise, voice actors, delivery. I think Yuki's the best. The person who's the VA. I think I believe I read that she was new on Twitter. This is one of her second to roles, second or third role in the industry. She crushed it. She killed it. She's very animated, very very bombastic. Definitely, I think from the audio standpoint, they crushed it. And just overall, this show, just overall 8 out of 10. I think this was a very strong show. I think this was peak, either the best or one of two best shows in my opinion this season. I would say this was number 1, but definitely one of the best shows of the season so far. But yeah, Alya sometimes hides her feelings. Lots of potential, lots of open doors that it's leaving for us. I could probably talk a little bit more about some of the other things they left on the table, not quite fulfilling Masachika's family shenanigans that it had going on, and always giving us a little carrot at the end, but never really going deep into it. Never really going into him and his mom and those things that happened there. Just kind of allowing that to just end up happening, and then it just bulldozed over it. Really focused on the student council stuff, where I kind of really want to know more about the other stuff. The whole leaving it on the table where, 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐸 almost was about to tell Alya that Yuki's his sister, but then never really did. I hate that, so there's a lot of stuff that it left on the table. That's a little disappointing, and that's kind of where I think that 2 base points that I'm docking off of the total and making it an 8 out of 10, and it would probably be more closer to like a 7.8 out of 10 if I rounded, but we'll just go with solid numbers. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm interested to know you guys' final thoughts. Thank you guys for being with me all season long. This was a big ride. This was a big ride through Peak. Can't wait to hear you guys' final thoughts in the comments below, but thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you guys in the fall. Those fall videos are coming soon. Man, it's been such a shitty season. I think I'm coming down with something again. My fucking throat's been killing me. But, you know, it should be happening. I'll try to knock that out probably this weekend, maybe this coming week. But, you know, before the first fall anime drops, you should have at least 2 new videos in your feed talking about them. So look forward to you guys hanging out on those videos, and I'll see you guys very soon in the fall. All right, my friends. Peace.